Channel Learn at Cloud Analytics. So in today's video, we will be looking at how do we calculate the days in YTD. Okay, so in the previous video, we have tried to understand what is meant by the different date functions that we have to calculate the YTD, QTD, and MTD, right? So we spoke about how what is meant by YTD and also how do we apply that in order to evaluate it based on the total sales value. So today we will be looking at how do we calculate the days between that particular YTD value, right? So YTD is nothing but year to date. So based on current date, what are the total number of days in that particular year until the current date? So that is exactly what we are trying to calculate in this particular video. So let's get started. So let's try to create a measure here and then we'll try to understand what is meant by this and how do we calculate this expression. So I'm creating a new measure here and then I'll rename this measure as days in between or days in YTD. Okay. So for this, first, we would need to use a date function called datediff. So why do we use this datediff function? Because whenever we try to calculate or we need to compare two different dates to get the respective time period, we would have to use this function called datediff. So datediff will try to help us to get the difference between two respective dates. So in this particular scenario, we are trying to evaluate the total number of days between the start date of that particular year and the current date, right? So for this, we have two different dates here. So the first date would be the start day of that current year, okay? And the second date is the current date, okay? So now comparing these two, we would have to calculate the days that are existing in between the start and the end date. Okay, so I hope you understood like what we are trying to calculate here. Now let's get into this calculation. So in order to get the difference between these two dates, we have used this function called datediff. And now as you see the syntax to the dateif, it has given three different parameters. The first parameter is the date one, and the second one is date two, and the third one is the interval. Okay, so as I said, in order to calculate or get the difference between two dates, we have to have mandatorily two dates. So that is where the date 1 and date 2 come into place. So here, in order to find this year to date period, we will use this based on the today function so that it can get the actual number of days based on my current date. Okay, so for this, since I have to use the today function to extract the system current date, I have to and also, so probably I'll write some text here so that it will be helpful for you to understand what I'm trying to achieve. All right, and then we'll go into that expression so that it's not confusing for you to understand. So okay, so what I'm trying to do here is the first date one should be my start of that particular current date, right? So in other words, so current date is okay. So current date is today's date. So which is my system date, 30th of July 2022. So this is my current date based on my system date. So how do we calculate the current date? In order to evaluate the current date, we use a function called today. Okay. Now we would have to have the two different dates being computed. So the first parameter is the start day of that particular current date. So since my current date is 30th of July 2022, this 2022 would start from Jan 1st, right? So that would be my first date. So Jan 1st, 2022. And the second date is my current date, which is 30th of July 2022. So in order to have this second date, we already know it is possible through today function. So this is fine. But in order to get the start date of that particular year, how do we evaluate? So for that, we would have to extract this from the today function. So we know that we have to use today, right? And what do we need exactly from the current date? We would have to first extract the year from that particular date, right? So that we know from where or from which particular date this particular year would begin. So first we have to evaluate the or extract the year from the current date. Okay, so by adding another function called year function, we can extract just the day year from that current date. Okay, so now we've got 2022 from this particular expression. So after that, what we need to do is we would have to convert this into a date. Okay, so then I will convert this expression into a date. In order to convert this expression into a date, the values that we have to provide is the three different parameters, which is my year, month, and day. So we already got the first part of it, which is my year, out of my year of today function 2022. So comma, the next parameter that I'm looking at is we need to specify from which particular day and month we have to calculate it. So the start of this year would fall from 1st of Jan. So I'm giving the month and day as 1 and 1. Okay, so this would be our start day of that current year. Okay, so using these two expressions, now we will write the measure value. Okay, so now let's come back to this measure and apply this calculation here. So like I did mention, we'll use this date in order to convert that year of today function that we've extracted. So I'll say year of today. Okay, and then comma, and then we have to give the month. So month would be the Jan and day as 1. Okay, so then the next one should be my second date. So the second day is my system current date, which is my today function, and then followed by the interval. So what do we need to calculate here? The days between these two dates. So therefore I have to give that interval as day. So that's it. So I'll just hit on enter. Okay, now I'll try to bring in a card and add this particular calculation that we've created. Okay, so as you see here, so the days in this particular time period is total 210 days. So this is how we can calculate the days from that particular year to date value. So I hope you understood this particular calculation, and you are able to evaluate the YTD and QTD as well based on the previous video. So if you have missed that video, I will share that or insert that link to that video as well. So you can also refer to that video and come back to this particular evaluation. So if you do like this video, please do like, share and subscribe, and also hit on the bell icon. Thank you.